Welcome to the Becoming a Pilot podcast, where we share first-hand experiences, practical advice, and insights from pilots at every stage of their journey. I'm your host, Dave Angus, and whether you're just starting out or working towards your next rating, we're here to help you navigate the path to becoming a pilot. So buckle up, stay tuned, and let's talk all things aviation.
This podcast is brought to you by Genesis Flight College, Canada's premier flight center. With an advanced fleet of Diamond aircraft and experienced instructors, Genesis Flight College provides top-tier training in the heart of southern Georgian Bay. Ready to start your journey to becoming a pilot? Inquire today.
Welcome back to the Becoming a Pilot podcast. My name is Dave, instructor here at Genesis Flight College, and today I'm joined by...
Hi, I'm Kate. I did my commercial license, multi, and Group 1 instrument rating. And I just finished my instructor rating, and I'm now a new instructor at Genesis.
Nice. Congratulations. Welcome to the team. I know you've been a part of us for a little bit because you worked in dispatch here and then now an instructor. So we know you're going to be a great fit. You're going to have a lot of fun.
Thank you.
I remember starting off as an instructor, how daunting it seemed. I kind of had I've always had an imposter syndrome. So I was like, how the heck do they trust me teaching people?
Yeah.
But I promise it actually is a lot like how Pete teaches us as instructors. He does a fantastic job.
Yeah.
And you follow the syllabus. It's great here with the syllabus. Whether you're doing a modular student, whether you're doing an integrated student, you follow it. It's easy. You have it out on your iPad or whatever, and nice and simple. You'll do great. You'll be awesome. So I was lucky enough to get to teach you a little bit as well. So you'll be good. You'll be good, I promise. So welcome and thank you for coming on to our show. To talk a little bit just kind of about your history with Genesis. So you came here after you'd finished your PPL. You'd kind of worked through a little bit. Tell me from there kind of what you did after getting your PPL and coming to Genesis.
Yeah, so after I graduated college and finished up my PPL, I moved home, and luckily for me, Genesis was right around the corner. So I switched over here and enrolled in the CPL modular program. And I started working over at the terminal at the airport and at dispatch here to kind of get my name known out there and meet some of the instructors and all the students. And once I finished up my commercial, I did my instrument and my multi with Dave here. And then I hopped right into my instructor rating from there. So I've been here for about a year and a half. And it's been a lot of fun being here. So. Yeah,
that's a lot to get done in a year and a half. You really pounded the pavement, but I actually kind of forgot that you worked at the terminal there, mowing the grass, doing everything there. The Jill of all trades here, right?
Yes, I definitely was all over the airport all the time. My parents called it my first home, and my actual home was my second home to them.
How did you find working at the airport, working at dispatch? How did that set you up or help you in your training, or did it help you?
Yeah, definitely. It's a really great way aviation's a big industry with networking, and working at the terminal, endless networking opportunities. You meet so many people, so many pilots from different places around Canada, around the world, whether it be generally aviation people, any corporate jets, or private pilot, really anyone. And working at Genesis has been really great because you meet everyone here. So instead of connecting with people around the world, you're more connecting with your local community.
Right.
And you meet all of the instructors and the people that set you up for success and want to see you succeed, which is really nice. It really gets you motivated to get going and get your flight training done.
For sure. That's a huge thing. And like you said, aviation is such a small community. And that's one of the things that it didn't draw me to it because I didn't know about it. But after I got into flying and learning about how small the community is, that really fueled the fire, so to speak, for me. And I found that it didn't matter if you knew the person. When I was doing some flying out of Edenvale just for a hobby, someone would have a hangar open. I'd have the hangar open, be doing a walk around, and someone would mosey on over. Hey, can I look at your plane? They talked about your plane. You just kind of talk shop, right?
Yeah.
And it didn't matter who you are, where you were from, what walk of life you're in, whether you're general aviation, a career, a military, whatever, did not matter. All that mattered was that you guys had a shared passion for aviation, which I found so cool, especially coming from another sector, right? Where is less than that. Like a lot of camaraderie, but you'd never really talk shop to anybody for the most part, right?
Yeah.
About it. So yeah, it's pretty cool that you got that experience. And networking is huge, like you said. It is about who you know in a lot of respect. Obviously, you got to prove yourself, but a lot of opportunities come up from just who you know.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
So working at the terminal, then working here, and now, like you said, you've gone into your first aviation job or pilot job, I should say, because working at the airport is still kind of an aviation job. Dispatch still aviation, but now your first pilot job where you're going to be paid to fly airplanes.
Yeah,
pretty neat.
Yeah, it's pretty
no more paying for airplanes.
I know that. I was just talking about that, how flight training, it really never finishes. You're always working towards something. There's always the next step and the next obstacle that you have to clear, but at least now I'm getting paid for it instead of paid for it.
Yeah, and honestly, it's a great point. Like, we learn every day, and like throughout your training, you're gonna realize, or like while you're training, you're gonna realize that all the experience that you get, it's gonna just like, it'll really sink in. Like, your skills will get better, your knowledge on the topics. You're really smart, so you're probably not gonna learn anything else with that. No, in all seriousness, it'll all start to really sink in because now you're teaching it, right? But it's really neat that now you don't have to pay for that, and even though you're still continuously learning and building those skills, and that's what you can then take on to your next adventure, whatever that is down the road, right? So you got a really fun and exciting, whatever, couple years, few years, whatever it takes, however long, to hone those skills in. So the cool thing about you being here as well, doing your instructor rating here, is you've also done some lessons here. So I want to kind of circle back to where you were, or back when you were a student. And I want to talk a little bit about what you liked from a student's perspective, and almost tell me as the instructor, what did you like about a lesson? We can say specifically with Genesis, but what made the perfect lesson for you coming in?
Yeah, so I mean, even specifically for Genesis, it was really nice coming in. The instructor is always prepared, always ready to fly with you. And for the most part, like, we always start with the ground, and the ground will summarize the lesson. And so you're wasting less money in the air, and you're really getting the gist of the lesson before you even hop into the plane. And then once you're in the plane, it's already set up for you. You've talked it over, and you can really just hop right into the flying part. You don't have to waste any time or money going over the basics in the plane. And always ending with a debrief as well. The instructors here are amazing at just really hammering down on what you need to work on, and they want the best for you, which is a really big thing when it comes to choosing a flight school. You want a school that wants to see you succeed and wants to see you do better, and isn't just sort of holding you back. And I found being here, everyone really wants to see you move forward and wants to give you those tips for improvement.
Yeah, I think that's all really great. Well, thank you first off for the pats on the back. I know there's lots of instructors that helped you along the way. But like the debrief is so huge, because it sets you up for the next flight. What are you going to do? So now you know what to study, but it also is going to give you something to work on, right? Every flight, even if we had somebody in the back and I'm the instructor that's supposed to know everything, there's always something that you learn, right? And really, unfortunately, our really only opportunities is when we do our renewals. We go up with an examiner and we renew our rating, but you always take something away. And from the class 4, it's a little bit more surface. You're learning how to like demonstrate, and then show, like, do a demonstration, then let them perform it, right? And then practice it. But then you start going into the class 3, 2, or 1, and you start learning how to ask really good questions, to pull information out, to provoke that thought. So that's how we can continue learning. Unfortunately, it happens once every couple of years for us, but when we talk, and you do already know this, but just among other instructors, right? Getting different ideas of, one of my students has a really tough time landing the plane, and I can't figure it out, right? I keep racking my brain. Why can't they land the airplane? And it can be as simple as an instructor would say, like, put a cushion under their seat, right? Make them sit a little higher. pilots that always land left of center or something. Hey, just tell them to put their body on the center line, not the middle of the airplane. I always find that with like new students, they try to put it in the airplane in the middle of the runway, forgetting that we're not a 747, that we're just a tiny little shoebox. It's like, just sit on the line, you'll be on the line. I promise you'll be center line, right? So learning all those little tips between other instructors, I really liked that with Genesis. I came in, there were some senior guys at that time that I was able to learn a lot from. And then hopefully now with some of the knowledge that I have, I can then pass down. And we always have a great resource of Pete and Kevin teach us so much stuff, right? Which is great. So it's great. So as a student, you found like a nice a pre-brief, the ground stuff. I like the emphasis that we have on that. And I'm sure Pete has drilled that into you with all the PowerPoints you had to make.
Yeah.
That saves so much money for the student. Yeah. But also the simulator, right? I know we did some sim stuff, and I'm sure you've done some other stuff in there as well. But did you find the sim really helped you?
Oh, totally. Especially with the instrument work, a lot of it is procedural.
Right.
And you saw it with my training, and you do lots of instrument stuff, so you would totally you would definitely know this, but it's all procedure based. And once you can fly the plane, and once you know the procedures, it all just comes naturally after that. So in the instrument rating, especially, I found the sim to be extremely beneficial. And I'd even hop in by myself sometimes and just really get down the basics on how to put everything into a flight plan and how to set up for an approach and a hold. And it's a quick, cheaper way to get the basics in.
Of course, and the reps, right? I always like to say, like, let's say we're shooting an approach. We shoot our approach, and then we'd have to overshoot and fly back and redo. I could just keep putting you in, dropping you in so that you're shooting the approach, and we could shoot 15 approaches in an hour.
I know.
It's a sweat box in there, but that's what it's all about, right? And hey, down the road, if I ever go on to something where I'm doing a type rating, like, I hope I get to be that one that gets to be just punished in that sim, right? So, but it's great. It's a fantastic opportunity to just hone your skills in so that when we get into the airplane and things are a little bit more, I don't like to say high risk, but maybe high stake, right? Where if you make a mistake, it's like, oh, there's another 15 minutes and $100.
Yeah.
Right? Just to redo that. It's nice to be able to go in the sim and get that repetition. And you did have a nice advantage with working here, right? That's our little perk of the job. We get to use the simulator, right? But it is still very accessible to other people. They can always book it. There's no question with that. And the cost is very low comparative to an airplane, right? And now we got that MR sim, which is good. You were talking more about the instrument stuff, but the MR sim for the visual stuff. I say, like, all that PPL work where you want to just keep practicing the airwork, going through those procedures. It's fantastic. Right?
Yeah. It's like chair flying, but better.
Yes. Honestly, that's what it is. Because it's neat because you can see your hands and see all that stuff.
Yeah, sort of imagining it. For those who don't have a very good imagination, it's a good way to chair fly.
When we say chair flying, so we always recommend students that when they're going through like stall work or anything, it doesn't matter, to just kind of visualize it at home, right? Sit on a chair, go through the motions, pretend you're pressing all the stuff. It just helps reinforce that muscle memory, because that's what it all is muscle memory. Yep. I remember way back when we started this podcast, we kind of talked about it. And it was, I always take the example of like a guitar player, right? You start playing the guitar and like, you have to think about everything that you're hitting. All the notes and all the ability is out of the guitar is there. It's right. But our brain to hand connection is not there.
Yeah.
Right. And then you get to a point where, okay, you can like follow some chords, you can strum along. It kind of sounds like music. And then you get to a point where your brain just turns off and you can get lost in it, right? And that's what we want to get to as students. And that's why we really push the simulator stuff. So you can get to that point where you were saying in the instrument, where it doesn't matter now whether you're in the sim that's slightly different or you're in the G1000. It's the same, different buttons in different places, but it's the same procedure.
Yeah.
You're still entering a flight plan. You're still entering approaches. You're still doing that all the exact same. That doesn't change, right? Awesome. So I want to end by just saying congratulations and thank you so much for coming on here and becoming an instructor. It's going to be great having you on board. You're definitely going to be an asset here. And look forward to having you on here again in the future and learning from you too.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It doesn't matter whether you come on here with lower experience, whatever, we can always learn something from
Yeah.
other people. So thank you so much. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.